Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. Wanted to get a video on the channel talking about the drama around the legendary gems fiasco going on in game, with all this talk in the community around class action lawsuits and false advertising and not getting what they paid for, around blessing of the worthy and all these different legendary gems that are not performing like they thought when they purchased them. And I think a lot of people don't really understand the terms of service and what they're agreeing to. So I thought it would be important to walk you through some of the highlight points of the terms of service so you can have some context and understanding how some of this stuff works. So let's get into it. Alrighty, now right out the gate, the quick synopsis, if you're not in the loop of the current drama and news in Diablo Immortal, it is basically that people are upset, rightfully so, that when they purchased things like Eternal Orbs to go for certain legendary gems and they spent real money to be able to upgrade these legendary gems, it turns out they're not functioning as advertised. It turns out that they are not getting the type of power or type of legendary gem that they thought they were, which was the main motivation of them spending money, which everyone agrees with. That sucks. That is not something anyone's in favor of, and I am on the player's side when it comes to kind of getting hoodwinked by how a legendary gem is performing in game. But there is no way that any player is ever going to be able to file a lawsuit against Blizzard. It's just not going to happen. I understand trying to rally the troops and force some change that is beneficial to the average player out there. I'm 100% in favor of that. But this lawsuit talk is just never going to happen, and I'm going to explain why. So what I've done is gone through the terms of service to highlight some of the noteworthy things in here so that you can fully understand what you're getting into when you're playing some of these games. Now, first of all, out the gate, these multi-billion-dollar companies, they have full-time legal counsel. I've worked in corporate America. I've been in meetings where contracts like terms of service are drafted, and they are done by people who it's their full-time job to make sure that you cannot sue the company for any reason. That's literally what they do for a living. So it is going to be very tough for you to find a way through that and navigate that space when they're literally doing everything they can and throwing millions and millions of dollars to stop that from happening. And as you'll see right here with this first thing I wanted to highlight, your use of the platform is licensed, not sold to you. And you hereby acknowledge that no title or ownership with respect to the platform or the games is being transferred or assigned, and this agreement should not be construed as a sale of any rights. All access to and use of the platform and the games is subject to this agreement, the applicable software documentation, and our privacy policy. The complete terms are hereby incorporated into this agreement by reference, with the agreement controlling any conflicting terms, and represent the complete agreement between you and us relating to the use of the platform, the games, and related services and products, superseding any prior agreements with you and us, whether written or oral. Specific terms applicable to items purchased from Sony Interactive Entertainment America. Purchase and use of items are subject to the network terms of service and user agreement. This online service has been sub-licensed to you by Sony Interactive Entertainment America. So what this means is you own nothing. They are telling you that you're agreeing that we own everything. You are basically just paying for entertainment. You are paying to exist in a game and play your character, but you don't actually own anything. So you can never come after us for stealing something from you or not selling something to you that you thought you bought. They're saying that you are just participating in the game and don't actually own anything. There is even a section under the platform right here where it says Blizzard's retention and or use of your personal information is subject to Blizzard's policy. So whatever their policy is, that's what you're agreeing to when you use an account, when you have a character in game, when you log in, when you submit information. Now, they link to the full description right there to read it, and it's not going to have anything super awful in it, most likely, because Blizzard wouldn't want to deal with the blowback of people not wanting to create accounts, and they wouldn't want negative things out there. But you do need to understand that you are agreeing to whatever they set forward in their terms. There's a section in here about your use of the platform is going to be adhered to Blizzard's code of conduct and in-game policy. So you're agreeing to everything that they set forth for what they consider to be conduct acceptable in-game. And then also down here, you'll see in capital letters, acknowledge that Blizzard is not required to refund amounts you paid to Blizzard for use of the platform or for digital purchases made through the platform for any reason except required by applicable law. So this means if you try to sue Blizzard for you purchased a gem or you spent money in game and the gem wasn't as strong as you thought it was going to be or something, they are saying that they are not required to refund amounts that you paid to Blizzard. Now they do refunds. There's lots of people out there that have refunded purchases in game, because Blizzard, they're trying to walk a fine line between acceptable amount of blowback and not having everyone up in arms against them, while also trying to refund as little as possible is kind of the line they're trying to walk. But you need to understand that they're putting this in the contract that you acknowledge they're not required to refund anything. There was also a section in here called consent to monitor, which is while running the platform, including a game, may monitor your computer, console, or mobile device. Now, this isn't necessarily nefarious in nature, because what they're going to be looking for mainly is unauthorized third-party programs. This is how they are able to catch aimbot hackers in Overwatch 2 or botters in Diablo 3. They can scan for certain things like a third-party software playing the character or aiming the gun in Overwatch. They can monitor. They wouldn't really be able to catch people in any sort of realistic amount quickly if they weren't able to do that. So don't think this is necessarily nefarious, but you need to know you're agreeing to it. And then lastly, towards the bottom, it states that if any part of this agreement is determined to be invalid or unenforceable, then that portion shall be severed and the remainder of this agreement shall be given full force and effect. So what that means is that if there's a certain clause in here that ends up being fought in court and ends up not being enforceable, it's just going to remove that one part, that one clause, and the rest of the contract is still going to be enforceable. So this is a massive document. They're trying to cover every single possible exception by lawyers who do this for a full-time job, drafting documents like this. So in conclusion, I think it is good to drum up accountability for things that aren't functioning properly in game as a community, because obviously I'm on the side of the player and I want people getting what they thought they were getting. I want gems to be functioning properly. I want people to raise awareness when things are happening that are shady in game. The only thing I want you to understand is that a lawsuit over something like this is never going to happen. You're never going to win. The only thing we can do is demand that the stuff be fixed and come after them to make sure that they're providing us a healthy game for a healthy community. And that I am definitely on board of. I just see a lot of people talking about lawsuits and stuff, and want to make sure that if you're a subscriber of mine here on the channel, that you understand how these contracts work, how these terms of services are drafted, and what you're agreeing to when you play a game, because I think it's important to be informed for communities that you are in. So yeah, let me know what you think down below, and let me know your thoughts on the gem stuff and how it has related to you in game. I mean, I'm a player just like you. The only 5-star gem drop I've ever gotten is a Blessing of the Worthy. So the only big time gem I have is Blessing of the Worthy. So obviously I'm upset too. I want this stuff to get fixed. I just don't see a path to a legal lawsuit or civil action lawsuit or anything like that. But anyway, thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy Diablo content. I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace.